I was thrilled, literally thrilled, the day that I heard and learned that Coach Ivy's position, head strength and conditioning coach, was being redefined. The role was being redefined as the director of athletic performance. For me, both as the track coach, which is what the role I was in at the time as head track and field coach, 27 years here, and as a track coach, to have the recognition of by the department of the importance of having a position, a leader, an expert focused totally on the topic of high performance. Everything to promote and produce and protect athletic performance. That recognition, that statement, that creating a role to be in charge of that was just so, it was thrilling. For me as a track coach, it was, we can work with this. This makes real sense. For me as a sports psychology professor, obviously it makes real sense. I've watched evolution from when I was a young coach 45 years ago, and at the little rural high school where I worked, we were digging out the dirt floor and mounded up piles of dirt that never got excavated from under the auditorium, so we could have a cement floor where we could then have a weight room. We made a room where there's no room because there was nothing. We didn't have strength coaches. We didn't have a place to lift weights. And if it was going to happen, coaches did it. And so the kids and the coaches dug it out, poured the cement. We'd come a long ways from there. When I came here, the weight room was about, I would say, I might be off, but less than a quarter of the square footage that it is today. In 1983, and it was the weight room for every sport. And a lot of teams weren't using it. They didn't understand the importance of strength and conditioning. Well, I sure did, track coach. All we've got is the body. We don't have an offense and a defense. The offense is our body, and the defense is stay ahead of the other guys. So anything that would focus on and promote, get stronger and faster and be in better shape, that would help us in that task was a plus. So we had a room the quarter the size of this, but they would let us in the room. It was okay for track to be there, women track to be there. That wasn't true everywhere, just in 1982. Now we've got this amazing room, and somebody had the wisdom, the foresight to say, you know, it's more than just strength and conditioning. It's more than just lifting weights and building muscle. It's the whole package. So now in the whole package, we've got a director to build this wherever it needs to go to support all the athletes here in delivering better performance. I like to call it high performance because in the USOC, so I do a lot of work with USA Track and Field. I directed the sports psychology program, USA Track and Field, for 28 years, worked directly with the USOC, preparing Olympians, preparing coaches to be coaches on the Olympic staff, was a coach on the Olympic staff, and everything that's done in USA Track and Field with the USOC is built on the high performance program model. So I was used to it there. The fact that it was going to become part of this environment when they created this a few years ago was literally thrilling. I knew how to fit into this. I knew how to contribute to this. I knew how to have my athletes and teams benefit from this. Most recently, I've had the thrilling opportunity. I use thrill a lot, don't I? It's because it's fun. It's thrilling. What we do in sport is thrilling. Well, so when I retired from coaching track, had the opportunity to start a sports psychology program for the university to support high performance. Sports psychology program has just been going so well. I want to say fabulous, great. I want to say things like that. If it sounds like I'm bragging, I'm not trying to brag. It's fun. We know the things that it's brought to the table. That's added to the high performance dynamic. Okay, I was asked exactly if you could just do it in the perfect model, where would you put sports psychology in the athletic program? I said, go think about it. I said, why do I have to think about it? This is the easiest question I've ever been asked. Where does it fit in the athletic program? Directly under the high performance director's umbrella. This is a huge part of high performance excellence. So the director of athletic performance, sports psychology, right there, right next to strength and conditioning, right on the other side, nutrition. Everything. In physical education, when we got people in departments of physical education around the country in the 80s, were being tired of being PE. It's like people thought they were being put down, a derisive term. Oh, you're just a PE teacher. So they said, okay, but we're smart people. We've got PhDs. We teach a lot of science. So instead of being the Department of Health and Physical Education, they changed the name to the Department of Health and Human Performance. High performance. And under that, they had exercise physiology, biomechanics, sports psychology, nutrition, the sciences that support athletic performance, human performance. Athletic departments have caught up. The evolution has brought us to where we now are acknowledging we need a director of academics, we need a director of sports medicine, we need a director of athletic performance. And it isn't just strength and conditioning, it's the whole thing. And that really serves coaches and athletes. Served me as a track coach. Specifically from the sports psychology perspective, how am I seeing this fit, or how's it working, and what impact is there having? And what the human performance model, the high athletic performance model, director of athletic performance, what this model, this role, this umbrella, this organizational structure allowed, was it allowed for blending, it allowed for collaboration, it allowed for integrating. It got us away from, this is a strength and conditioning coach's job, they do that. This is the sports psychology coach's job, they do that. This is the nutrition job, they do that. Now previously, strength and conditioning did strength and conditioning. Sports psych did sports psych. You know what? You know how we do it now? I teach the strength and conditioning coaches. They do sports psych in the room, with the team, with the coaches, integrated. Excellence comes from that. There's no conflicts then. When this person's doing their job and this person's doing theirs, and they meet at the athlete, but these two aren't working together, there's conflicts. There are conflicts. There are things, what got done here contradicted or diminished what was being done here, and vice versa. When we put them together under what's the one task? Great athletic performance. Quickly, Pat Ivy figured out, holy cow, I need this in the weight room. Every one of my coaches needs to have this. This is not, this is real. This isn't a promotional statement here. The safest place in the athletic department is the strength and conditioning room. Kids love to be in the strength room. They love being in the weight room. And so they love working with their coaches. They trust their coaches. They got no call over playing time. They're never judging them. They're just there to help them get better. It's a safe place, a place they love to go. You know what that means? They arrive there, excited to be there, looking to learn, knowing they're going to get better. Pat Ivy recognized, wow, this sports psych piece adds to what we're doing in that weight room. I didn't have to go sell it to the strength coach. The high performance, athletic performance director got it. He just integrated it into his stuff in the weight room. Now all strength coaches have it. It's part of every day here in the weight room. If I never, ever saw an athlete personally, if I do, but if I never did, if I never worked with a team, if I never talked to a team, great sports psychology service is being delivered every day in this department through the high performance director of athletic performance's efforts, through the strength and conditioning coaches integrated in what they do every day. And the players will tell you that.